ladies and gentlemen. Join us as we embark into uncharted territory. No format, no script, only an outline of a suggestion of a plan.
We are your hosts, Scott Grubb,
Matt Robinson.
Dan Default.
and we are Unbracketed.
Why? What is with the
was
pause?
That
I was
was
building
a big
tension.
pause.
No, I have at this point in the video editing got the names to appear when we speak it, and we do it so well every single time.
Until
And now
Scott
you just
fucked
fucked it all up.
Yeah.
More pause. You said it builds tension.
No,
I thought
we
more
never-
pause, more tension.
We never told you to add more tension.
But you said that you do it to build tension. So I thought more pause, more tension. I wanted to
No.
try it.
At best, you need a mini pause.
Yeah. Just a little mini
You're an
one.
idiot.
Just a little
You're an
mini
idiot. Oh,
mini pause.
and also special guest
Dioge's
butt. There it is.
ass.
Dioge's butt. He's joining me in studio today. Hey, bud.
In
There's
studio.
a happy boy. There's a happy boy.
Sadie
Yeah.
He's
is
not
also,
going to be visible at all.
No, that's okay. Come here.
Sa-
Come here.
Sadie
Let's
is
get you
also
going.
with us, but she is sleeping on the floor.
Hey, dear. My microphone's still blocking you. There you are, good boy.
Yeah, I don't know where Ollie is.
All right, see you in a minute. Go lay down.
He's
Good
like,
boy.
what the fuck was that all for
Yeah.
then?
No remote. Just pointing that out. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
The Twitch
Yeah,
streamer
the-
thing?
Hassan.
I don't know who he is. I don't really give a shit. I didn't give a shit to learn his name. But yeah, controlling his dog with one of those buzzer things to keep him on camera.
The only reason that not just on camera, you saw like where though,
Like
right?
in a specific, wouldn't let him move at all.
On a treadmill.
Is that what it was? Oh, see, I didn't
With
know that part.
no dog bed or any comfort whatsoever.
I
This
don't
dude
know
just
what
has
you
a
guys
dog
are
bed.
talking about,
And chooses instead to lay on the floor like that.
but it's
My
making
dog-
me angry.
My
There
dog
was a
chooses to
streamer on-
sleep in my bed.
There's a streamer on Twitch who was forcing his dog to lay in a very particular spot, apparently on a treadmill, so that the dog would be in the background of the camera. And anytime the dog tried to step off, he'd buzz the dog and make the dog go back.
For
I
hours at a time.
Yeah.
I want to strap those electrodes up to his testicles and fucking make him stay still for days at a time for doing that to a dog.
So that's why I'm just pointing out, again, no collar, no remote. This dog is just choosing to lay on the floor like that. It freaks me out at night. We'll be on here playing like Demonologist or Phasmophobia or something, and all of a sudden I'll hear his dumb ass just go thud on the ground, and I'm like, what the shit? Gets me every time.
Speaking of
Anyway.
which, instead of watching that streamer, come watch Scott and I on Twitch every now and then.
Yes. Twitch.tv/bracketology_Scott, bracketology_Matt. Dan has one as well. It is spelled correctly now, right?
Yep.
Bracketology_Dan. We play games sometimes. I played for like 2.5 hours today and did not have a single viewer. Made my heart hurt a little bit from being vulnerable. So
That's,
That's
why,
kinda
that's
how-
why I don't do it.
I mean, yeah, I
Prettier
try
than
not to
he
let
is.
too much ego get into it. Anyway, yeah, come do that. I ran us off the rails immediately.
Mhm.
So
It's
our
Bracketed indeed.
yeah. Our outline, I think it's because I'm honestly, I think it's because I'm trying to avoid the first topic. I don't want to do it. So
Look, here's the thing. How long has this been going on now? A month and a half? 2 months?
I don't know.
X amount of time.
For a while, we have decided to lose weight and or be healthier because our doctors say we should.
I like how I took a sip of Diet Pepsi as you were saying that.
Yep, that's what it's all about. Now, we have been, what's the right word? Lectured by some. We have been educated by others. Some of us have taken it more to heart than other people may have potentially. But let's do a check-in. Let's weigh in on our Wednesday. How much do you weigh, Dan?
Actually, I need to pull it up. I know that I have lost weight in total for the time that I've been doing it since August 19th. I've lost almost 32 pounds. So
And that's all in his ass.
it really, I had a bedonk, but now it's just a straight
Which is
line.
buh.
Yeah, there's no donk.
The donk has moved forward.
Mm-hmm. Uh, 227.7 pounds is what my last weigh-in was. So almost 33 pounds. Almost 33 pounds
Good job.
is what
I
Well
I'm
mean,
done.
at.
that is very impressive, and I think that you should be proud of yourself.
That was my balls on my leg.
We are allowed to have days or stretches where maybe we're not as good, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that it's okay to have those when we continually go back and remember how much we have done.
I don't know if
Today,
I appreciate you setting me up like this or not.
I think that was making me feel better because before you joined, Scoot, Matt and I were talking, and today is the worst day that I've had in terms of my caloric intake since I've started this journey.
Oh yeah, brunch will do that to you, won't it?
Yeah, so my father-in-law came down. He wanted to look around the house because we are getting ready to leave on a little bit of a vacation, and he will be house sitting and taking care of our cat. The dog is going to a very expensive boarding. Um, but as he was down here, like figuring out where all the cat supplies were and all the plants we need watered, all that kind of stuff, we went to brunch, and I had biscuits and gravy, scrambled
Oh,
eggs, and hash browns.
oh.
Yeah, and like, look, that is a language of love for me. Like good biscuits and gravy, especially here in Colorado, are kind of hard to find. But these were delicious. And then we had a really good pesto pasta dinner. And we had garlic cheese bread, and I had three of them bitches. So yeah, I'm like almost 600 calories above my goal for today.
D- Sorry, I full duck moment. Did I send you guys the video of the woman who took King's Hawaiian rolls and made cheesy pepperoni pull apart bread with them?
I believe you did. I've
Yeah.
made cheesy pull apart bread with
Dude,
things before. Yeah, they're
bread will get us. I think
Yeah,
that's my downfall.
I'm
yeah
so glad that I don't have any issues with what is it, glucose?
gluten,
Gluten.
gluten. Yeah,
Glucose is definitely
Yeah.
a part of sugar.
I mean it
Uh,
is. Yeah, and in most of
uh,
our bread.
Hmm.
yeah, I no gluten. I'm not lactose intolerant. That makes me
Me either.
happy.
I
You
tolerate
know,
all the
Yeah.
lact.
dude, all of it. Just give me. I lack that up. Scott,
Mm.
how much weight have you lost?
So going from the same time frame, right? I was bigger before, but I started my journey a little earlier than everyone else. But starting from the same time frame that Dan was talking about, on August 24th, I was at 224.8. That was my starting point for this whole quote unquote, like we said it was going to competition, but really it's just turned into this like supportive thing. Um, I did get down to a low of 213.2 back on October 19th, I think it was. So that was pretty good. Felt good about it. And then, you know, I've slid back a little bit. Last weigh in, I was back up like 3.2 pounds. So 2.216.4. I think this week I'm probably going to break even, is what I'm guessing. And I mean, really, there's all kinds of excuses for it. Um, we have been busy as hell with Halloween coming up, leading into those weeks. We had a ton of cookies to make for my wife's cookie business, and then we had multiple Halloween events and trick or treating of our own, and getting the costumes and then all that. I mean, there was just a lot. So there was a lot of fast food consumed, and quite a few nights of like, you know, having cleaned the house, having baked a bunch of cookies, her decorating, me keeping the kids occupied, cleaning the house, all of that. And then at the end of the night being like, nope, don't feel like cooking. So we had Taco Bell probably more times than we should have. But I wasn't unaware of what I was doing. And I don't think it's like I mean, we've got a really good meal plan coming up this week that I'm excited for. That's got a lot of you know, grilled chicken with different seasonings or flavorings or sauces that are going to be good. A lot of veggies. We gave ourselves one night um, for takeout. We're going to do, but we're going to do Indian. So, but we've got a
Wasn't that
lighter
supposed to
lunch
be
thing.
tonight?
It was going to be tonight, but that didn't work out because of our recording schedule. So now it's going to be tomorrow night instead. So
Sorry.
oh no, it's
Don't
all
be
great.
sorry. Do
It's
not
all
apologize to this fuck.
it's all curry. It's all curry. Don't worry about it.
Hey, quick question,
Yeah.
Scott.
What's up?
I know we have talked about this maybe off air, but have you said what your like goal weight is?
I don't know if I've said it on here. My goal weight, I kind of have two. Like, I think I'll be pretty happy when I get to 199.9, right?
That's
Like
crazy.
if I get that first digit to change from a 2 to a 1, I'll be
Hmm.
super happy. 190 is kind of like my ultimate goal. Um but I think what I'm kind of getting at is I'd like to get to the 190 and then rebound back up to the 2 by going to the gym and putting on muscle mass instead,
Hmm.
and like trying to. So that's part of my plan too coming up this week. We've kind of looked at my work days and days that we can swap out who takes Peyton to school versus who picks her up in the morning, try and get some time in at the gym. So that's kind of the moving forward plan, kind of rebound a little bit from this bounce.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I've noticed is that those first 20 pounds came off pretty quickly and pretty
Hmm.
easily. Um, but even though you are like 2 or 3 inches taller than me, your goal is actually below mine because I'm just thick, right? Big boned, some might say. I will never be under 200 pounds. It's just, unless I'm emaciated and, you know, on a methamphetamine diet, that's just not going to be a
I'm
weight that I
sorry.
can.
A what diet? A methamphetamine diet?
Yeah, methamphetamine.
No. You said methamphetamine.
Meth and whatever. Uh, if I'm smoking crack rocks, I might get to 200 pounds, but yeah, it's just not something that my body is capable of.
But and I think if you look though, our weight distribution is very different. That yours is much more even than mine is. Mine
Yours,
like
yeah, it's
mine
in
all
one
sits
place.
whoosh. It's all right here. So
Yeah,
like it's a um yeah. So I think that's the difference in why my goal's a little bit lower is because I was always kind of like tall and lanky,
I'm
and
guessing
and
at least five
and I turned it
pounds that I've
tall and
lost
chunky.
was right here in a chin area.
I mean, I think we kind of joked about it earlier, but like you've always had an ass. Like Scott doesn't own any accessories outside of his stomach and
Yeah,
lengthy arms. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like you had a dump truck, but like you earned that. That was a
Yeah,
part of you.
it's a
Scott
lot of
never
squats.
had any. You know what I mean? And I'm not meaning this to be like rude or mean or anything, but
No, as I've lost weight, it's been a terrible side effect. My jeans just slide off my ass now.
yeah,
Got
I'm
that
like
that's
Hank
I'm
Hill booty.
I'm in between holes on my belt, and so I don't
Buttholes.
know belt holes. I'm in between belt holes, so I don't. It's kind of tough. I'm like either I'm uncomfortable or my pants are falling off. That's why I got to get rid of this last remaining. Well, now 16, maybe 17. Hopefully, just 16.
Yeah, I'm like 17 pounds shy. And what sucks is that Thanksgiving is coming up, and I am not going to count calories during
I'm
I'm
willing to
having
be
Thanksgiving.
hired to come to your house and knock plates of food out of your hand.
I'm having smoked tofurkey.
Ugh.
What, tofu?
Yeah, well, tofurkey, but yeah.
No.
Get the
Look,
fuck out of here.
yeah, I know that there's a lot of like vegetarians and vegans that are doing that for like
But we're not
moral
them. You're fuck you.
purposes, and good on you. But
No, God, not good on him. He's not
no,
a vegetarian.
good on the vegans and
Sure.
the vegetarians that are doing that.
Yeah,
It's a
happy for
low
them.
calorie alternative.
That's horseshit.
Turkey is not a high calorie protein.
It's all the rest of the stuff that's really the issue.
Yeah. It's the
I'm gonna have-
stuffing that I'm planning on eating 5 pounds of.
I saw
love
this
stuffing.
chef in Vegas. He makes his mashed potatoes with a 1-to-1 ratio of potato to butter.
Oh
So
my
pound of
God.
potato, pound of butter. I'm following that guy's recipe and having a tofurkey.
Yeah,
fuck
that
no,
doesn't make
having a
sense.
tofurkey. I did though. I just broke out my power washer and I went and got this like industrial degreaser and I cleaned my smoker with it. Holy crap, that shit was amazing. Sprayed it all with the power washer and it like kind of came off. Hit it with that degreaser and it was gone. Oh,
The
I did
fucking
not know
left
that
turn.
story. Yeah.
I wish
I
I had taken before and after. I needed a time lapse of it. It was such a suburban white guy moment. I was so proud of it. But I'm excited to smoke turkey this year.
Tofurkey.
No, real turkey. Fuck that stuff. Oh, mashed potatoes. Yep, gravy.
Oh. And,
I could take or leave
macaroni and
stuffing.
cheese.
Stuffing
Yeah.
is so good though.
Stuffing is like S tier.
There's
fucking
only
holiday
like
food.
4 things that I need for Thanksgiving for it to be successful. And that's some ham, because I do prefer ham over turkey. I just don't like turkey. Some green beans and cheese, some mashed potatoes.
green beans and cheese like mixed together, or green beans
Yeah.
and like cheddar cubes.
No,
you eat
no.
separately?
We would do like, my parents would always do like canned French cut green beans and then like a block of Velveeta cheese melted into it. It's delicious.
I mean, those are 2 delicious ingredients.
It's hard to fuck up.
I liked the part where you, Dan, stopped him and were like, wait. Like green beans with cheese in them? And I was like, yeah, like we all should have known that. And I mean, like, it's weird because I'm of 2 minds about it. Because from context, it's really fucking obvious.
Yeah.
But it's a very localized Midwestern thing. And I don't think Matt realized that it was in that bubble.
I don't think. Here's the thing. A, I'm 99.9% sure I've talked about green beans and cheese with you before. B,
You say it like it's so normal.
that's what it's 2 ingredients put together. I don't know how else you interpret it.
Look, green Jello, cabbage, and carrots. That's 3 ingredients. Put
Yeah,
together.
and that's called green Jello.
I feel like if it had been made on the East Coast, we would call it cheesy green beans.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I'm not from the East Coast, you dick ass.
You just read the recipe: green beans and cheese.
That's all it is, and it's not even like real cheese. It's cheese product, cheese-like product.
It's cheese.
Anyway, the last thing was going to be the green Jello, but I do also like rolls, and I love stuffing, and I like pumpkin pie.
All right.
Yeah.
So while we're talking, it's hilarious to me that we started this conversation on a weight loss journey, and now we're all literally salivating, talking
Pre-planning
about
our Thanksgiving plates.
Yeah. So rolls or croissant rolls?
So I'm good with either. I'd prefer a King's Hawaiian. Just give me some base rolls. Like, I don't even need them to be heated up per se.
Okay.
Like, those things are so fucking good. But I'll take either.
I never heat those things up. I don't understand.
It's
I
irrelevant.
didn't even know you were supposed to until recently.
It doesn't add much to them.
Well, it just adds a little like texture crunch because
Yeah.
it browns it a little bit. And if
I
you add
don't
a
know.
little butter on top before like you do it,
Yeah.
I like using them for cooking applications, like French dip sliders or things like that.
sure.
But if I'm having it just as like a dinner roll, I think it's the second option for me. I prefer, even if it's like the frozen ones, getting the dough that you have to like let sit and rise and turn into like a proper like soft yeasty doughy roll, like a Texas Roadhouse type roll. That's my preference. I think.
I mean, that's fine
Croissant
too.
roll.
I think
I-
that they
I
are
love the
pronounced
croissant
crescent
rolls.
rolls because they
Yeah.
are
Croissant
different than
rolls.
croissants
Crescent rolls. Yeah, you're right. But
because they
those
do
are-
the crescent shape.
they
They're
are
still good.
absolutely delicious.
The butteriness, the
Yeah,
flakiness.
100%. I'm not
It's
going to say no.
yeah. It is tremendous. I don't know. I love Thanksgiving. It's funny though because over the last 10 years or so, like how much I eat on Thanksgiving has dropped dramatically. I don't know exactly why.
Oh, I'm probably gonna put on 25 pounds of the 32 I've lost.
Not if you hire me to come knock food out of your hand. My services are available.
Just here to help.
Yeah,
I
just
appreciate it.
looking out for a buddy.
Again, we went way off the rails.
Yeah,
Matt, what about your check-in? How are you doing?
So I got to be completely honest. I feel like I've been eating fairly well. Like the big thing for me was weight is part of it, but like more my doctor saying that I need to get, my cholesterol in order. So trying to eat things that are a lot lower in cholesterol. Um, I don't know, multiple times a week I'll eat chicken with rotel and brown rice and just kind of call it, and it's good. It's tasty. Might add a little bit of cheese to it, but that's about the majority of the cholesterol I'm getting. Tried to cut out red meat. If I'm being completely honest with you, my scale died after like week 2 or 3, and I just have not got it up to plug it in to charge it. So I haven't weighed myself in a while.
I did notice it'd been 2 weeks. I thought you just forgot, which happens, but I didn't realize it was just a conscious, lazy decision.
yeah.
It's
Like
100% a decision that I made because the funny thing is that I have a 15-foot phone charger USB-C that plugs in right next to my bed. The scale is right outside that door, like literally on the ground right outside that door. I just have to move it 3 feet and plug it in. I just haven't, mainly because I think it makes me sad.
I prefer the device dead, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it's actively working against me, and I'm trying to keep it down. So anyway, but I think I'm doing okay.
Mine died, and I bought a thing of AAA batteries from Sam's Club specifically because I needed them in order to bring it back to life. I didn't need that many,
mine just has a charger. So you bought a full pack from Sam's Club?
Well, I mean,
they come in like 80 packs, dude.
You
It's
always
42.
need double A batteries.
Double and triple. I mean, Christmas is coming. All those fucking toys.
So
They're going to have
that's
so
what
many.
she said.
Toys
So
for
many
your
batteries.
kids, toys for your
Say,
wife.
stop, cut it out.
Christmas
Mix
is
the two.
coming. That's what they said.
What is wrong with you all?
So my scale has all kinds of crazy features. Not only does my scale tell you your weight, but it will tell you your body fat percentage, your BMI, your muscle mass, your body water, your bone mass, your subcutaneous fat, your visceral fat, fat-free body weight, and skeletal muscles.
Your zodiac sign, your horoscope, your lucky
Rising.
numbers.
These numbers are really depressing. It also tells me my metabolic age.
How old are you
73.
metabolically?
Fucking 48.
And that's not that much more than your
I don't know what you're
age,
getting upset
bro.
about. If mine
you are
said
43
48,
years old. It's 5 years older than you.
if mine said
I want those
48,
5
I'd be
years.
upset.
So on that note, we will continue checking in potentially with with our weight loss. I will say, so like I've got my follow-up doctor's appointment on here in like a week and a half. And so I'll probably have a better update at that point. If not about my weight itself, about like, how
You're
I'm
gonna
feeling
have
and
a
all that
better
kind of
update
stuff.
before that, because I'm gonna yell at you to plug in that scale tonight before the night. Like when we're done recording, I'm gonna say no. I won't play video games with you until I know the scale is plugged in.
Hold on.
I was half tempted to make you do it here on the episode, but I don't know if you're wearing pants.
Your ass in there and plug up that scale.
Look, I'm going to go back to it. Yeah. I'm going to have an update on my health aspect after that doctor's appointment. And then in addition, I could probably check in on my trans journey after that happens. So look forward to that.
Got it. 10-4.
What else are we talking about? Let's move on before you remember what you just told me.
No, I'm not going to forget. I've been thinking about it. Speaking of things we've been thinking about. Oh my gosh. Because I can tell we've been all kind of chomping at the bit to really discuss this, and we've as we've played video games together, or we actually get to hang out last Monday when the Commanders are on Monday Night Football and watch the game. We all have brought up this shared experience of Ice Planet Barbarians, and we've kept these if you're watching on YouTube, Dan's really showing the book.
You didn't even go all the way up.
No,
Cut it off.
I got lazy. Like
mildly infuriating, just as the book is.
I did that in present tense.
The exciting conclusion of Between the Covers.
Part one.
Part one. The 3-hour read that was Ice Planet Barbarians that took us a month and a half to get around to completing.
Look, it
We're
is
finally
really
here.
hard to read and focus with a full erection. Okay?
I was really hard reading it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna open this up.
Something got opened up. Let me tell you what.
Georgie
Look.
Styles, dog.
I don't. Spoilers for Ice Planet Barbarians, book 1 in this 21 book series of absolute insanity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an English major. I don't have a degree in English. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not an expert. I've never written a book. I've written words. I've written sentences.
Have you ever completed a paragraph?
I think once or twice. It's definitely
Okay,
come up.
Okay.
Now,
Good.
with all that being said, I read a lot of books. And by read, I mean I listen to a lot of books. Listening to audiobooks counts as reading. Fuck you if you think otherwise. This is the worst written book I've ever read in my entire life. Now, and that includes just the dictionary. That includes
What?
That includes encyclopedias. That includes my high school AP Psych textbook that I had to read.
Have you
for
read
2 reasons?
The Art of the Deal?
We've already talked
This is
about
the second worst written book.
We've already talked about and made fun of the fact that this book is entirely written in present tense, which is, if you're a burgeoning author,
Don't
take this as advice. That's not how books are written.
I disagree. I disagree with that point.
What are you talking about?
The whole point and purpose of these books, in the context in which they are written, is for the reader to be immersed in the moment that's happening. And having it written in present tense allows for that to happen.
You can't even look me in the eye when you were saying all of that bullshit. That's how much you were reaching around your ass for.
Legitimately cannot be.
It is 100% the point. It is the case. It is.
No. 99.
You're going to tell me that every other major fictional book that is written in past tense because they are telling a fucking story did not get people immersed into.
I'd also, there are multiple times throughout this book that while it's written in present tense, it assumes information from other characters that are not experiencing that. That is poorly written.
Yeah.
So here's another one. I literally, so in order to be able to read Ice Planet Barbarians, I have the Kindle app on my phone, and it is tied to my wife's Kindle account, which has Kindle Unlimited. Okay. She likes to read these types of books. She was the one who presented us with Ice Planet Barbarians. So I clicked a random book that's in her Kindle library that is of the same volition as Ice Planet Barbarians.
Erotica.
Let me just let me just read you the part that I randomly scrolled to. This is epilogue to, I don't know. I'm not. What is this book? It's Pounded in the Pumpkin Patch or something like that. Pounded in the Patch. Yeah, here we go. The reception is winding down, and I can barely contain my excitement as I watch my wife, my wife, accept final congratulations from our guests. She looks radiant. Current present tense. She looks radiant in her wedding dress. The lights from our winter wonderland catching in her hair and making her look like an absolute goddess. It's written in present tense. These
Except the
books are
fucking
always
title is not in present tense.
Fucked in a pumpkin patch.
I mean, you're not wrong about that
Pounded
part.
in the patch.
I want to go back
It's a great
to
title.
it though, because I don't care. It's irrelevant. You can still get the in the moment experience with past tense because again, you're telling a story. Now, again, that's just one issue I have with this book.
Mm-hmm.
The second issue, there's literally, you know how, I don't know if y'all remember, but in school, like middle school, they teach you about, you know, what makes a story, right? You have a beginning, you have a middle, and you have an end. And somewhere in the middle, you have something called a climax.
There are a few of those in this book.
There were 0 climaxes.
There
Other than the
were a few.
climaxes that were held by the characters. There was at no point was there here is the highest tension part of the book,
Yep.
and then you have a come down. This is written to the point where it's like, all right, I've been abducted. Okay, now I watched a girl get essayed. And then, okay, now we're crashing onto a planet. All right, now there's a hole in the side of our like barge thing. Okay, I'm going to go out and just try to find things. And then it went through all of that, finds a person, gets eaten out immediately, so much else, then comes back to the girls, then goes back to the tribe, and then brings them back to the girls, and then they go out hunting. There's never any, there's no antagonist. There's no there's no tension.
What are you talking about?
The absent fucking aliens after chapter 1.
They're not absent. They do come back.
Do you ever actually see them or interact with them again after that first?
No,
when they
but
drop
they
them
do
off on
come
the
back.
planet.
And,
that is
and it
not
does,
an antagonist.
there are multiple types of. There are multiple types. There are multiple types of antagonist. An antagonist does not have to be a character. You can have the protagonist versus nature, protagonist versus situation, protagonist versus themselves. You don't have to have protagonist versus antagonist. This is protagonist versus the nature, and also versus the situation. Those aliens could be coming back. They very well do come back. There's a point where they are seen to be flying over.
So you know what's more important? Let's go ahead and just have sex 30 times.
Look,
on this
I'm not saying that part makes sense. It's absolutely absurd. But I think you're being unjust with the English and grammatical characterization of the book. Like, those elements do exist. There are multiple plot points where there is climax and resolution, and that's no different from any other media that we watch today, whether it be a movie or
tell me where the climax was in this book.
There are multiple of them. There is the whole fighting of the basketball head alien in order to be able to escape in the first place. That's not how
a climax of a story works, though. That is legitimately.
Climax is something that you build up to.
But you're narrowing a singular point in it. Think about any other piece of media as well. You don't have just constant nonstop action in most pieces of media. Random example from past bracket conversations we've had in the past. Think of something like Die Hard. It's not he's immediately fighting somebody for the entire moment. It does build to a boss fight, sure, but there are points where he's fighting a guy and he has to solve a problem, and then he does, and then he's in the air ducts and the action dies down again, and then he finds somebody else and he has to do it again, and he loses his shoes and now the stakes are higher, but then he goes back in the ducts again and then the tension dies back down. This is the same thing. They have to get away from the basketball headed aliens. They land on a crash on a new planet.
Scott,
now suddenly it's them versus the elements.
Stop you right there,
it's
big
the
dog.
same.
Die Hard, all of those incidents were leading up to the climax, which is his battle against Hans Gruber.
And hers is an internal battle of determining whether or not she wants to take on this thing and live in an ice planet for the rest of her life, or try and figure out how to go back home. There is still an ultimate
around it.
It was
by the time at the same pace and speed of all these events that led up to it. There was no building of a climax, and I think that's Matt's point.
she talks about it throughout the entire like second and third act before getting up to that point. She's talking about it well before she even fully understands what it's going to be capable of.
She doesn't even know anything about it until
until like the
2/3 through the book.
yeah, near the end,
She's
right?
also having internal conflict about her relation or about her feelings toward him as well.
Look, I'm gonna bring up one sentence. We are in the Georgie chapter on page 127. So in
He's got notes.
up up to this point in the book, Georgie, who is the protagonist, has escaped the ship that has crash landed. She has found her horned hottie. They have fucked a couple of times, and he is now bringing horned hottie back to save the girls. So as she is coming to the ship,
That sounds like a
pun
tense
intended,
situation.
she finds one of the girls fucking frozen to death on her way to the ship. She gets into the ship, she meets the girls, and her thought was, I'm just so freaking happy at the moment. Vectel, horned hot guy, getting us fire and food, and all the girls are alive. I fussed over them for the last few hours, making sure they're warm and retrieving snowmelt, blah, 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 blah. Completely nothing about the dead fucking girl that they found 30 minutes or less prior to that instance in the book. No remorse, no sadness, no thinking to myself, oh shit, what could I have done that could have saved her life? She was an afterthought. Everything that happened in this book was written with that same level of sincerity and weight. Nothing mattered.
I'm of two minds on this part. I do
Your
agree.
head and your dick.
I do agree that there's a mistake here. She said all the girls are still alive. She should have said most of the girls are still alive. That one word does make a significant difference here. What I don't think it's right to say that there's no acknowledgement of it though, because it does come back around, right? They do have a conversation about that girl being lost, and they tell the story of what happened and why she ran off and everything along those lines, and they do speculate as to why she did the actions that she did. There is thought given to it. What I'll agree with you on as an area where this book does shit the bed is the way that it is written, where many things do end up being afterthoughts. And I alluded to it when we talked about it the first time, where she would say something like, I crawled into the cave. Actually, it was more like a crevice. And it was like, why do you have to go back and just write it that way the first time? And this is kind of one of those examples as well, where she has that thought of all the girls are alive when she should have said most, but then later they do circle back to it, and it's like there's a lot of correcting themselves within the writing of the book, which was very annoying.
I can continue. So the other issues that I have with this book are the biggest thing. And here, look, a little bit of background is that this is definitely not my first smut book that I've read. I think I've talked about it before, but there's a series of dragon smut books where there are shape-shifting dragons that fall in love with women, and then they make a baby, and it's a whole thing. Those were written fairly well to my memory. But one of the things that always just bothers me with this kind of stuff is how perfectly just set up everything is, right? And specifically in this book, Vectel, who is the horned barbarian guy, um, his tongue is textured,
Textured like a
right?
cat's.
And but it feels really good once you know what I mean. But he just happens to have that. But then you get to, all right, well, his dick is also textured, and
Ribbed.
it is, basically ribbed for her pleasure right up front.
Mm-hmm.
But then in addition to that, there's a little nubbin right above the dick that just happens to tickle her clit every time that they fuck. It's just perfectly set up for this random species to be. That's one of the things in fantasy and sci-fi that kind of bothers me, is just like it It
The
shouldn't
stretches
be,
they
though.
take for perfection.
Yeah, it's like it shouldn't be. And again, I'm good with like weirdness and shit, but like he doesn't have to have every piece of equipment be perfectly suited for a human woman. Like it just doesn't make sense.
I
Um,
Yeah, I think the thing for me that this story was guilty of, that where it loses me on it, is I don't like when things don't make sense within their own universe. So, for example, and the one that stood out to me the most, they Vectel and um,
Georgie.
Georgie find the girls, right, and they they jump in the hatch or whatever that they've been kept in. And within like just a few minutes of being there, it seems like the other girls figure out that Georgie and Bechtel have done stuff. And they're really strangely just kind of
Okay
cool
with it.
with it.
Yeah.
Like they immediately go to joking about it like they're old friends and that Georgie has a history of doing this. Like there's a
Hmm.
level of just
Well, Georgie fucked another alien.
nonchalant. Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, it's just like that weekend in Cabo last summer. You remember? She fucked three of them. At the same time, like it's just they just immediately start joking. Like there's not there's one person who seems bothered by it, but even then, their reaction is not like on. There's no one that's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like there's not even any kind of
Well, I think there would have
normal
been.
human reaction.
I think there would have been. Her name was Dominique. She was the one that was SA'd and found in the snow dead because
Yeah.
she's like, this is crazy. What are we doing?
Yeah.
But I think
That
that
part.
it's not just that, right? It's also the Deus Ex Machina that exists in that Vectel's entire species is there
Yes.
by accident, and there happens to be the Elder Cave, which is their spaceship that still has power and a computer that speaks English and can zap languages into people's heads.
Yeah. It was
And
like
no,
that was you were talking about things that don't make sense in their own universe. So yeah, that entire species was dropped off there.
Hold on, but not even like their entire species. It wasn't like, oh my god, we got to get away and like save our race. It was literally a pleasure vessel
Yeah.
on vacation.
So, apparently these were just really good sex aliens and they crashed on this planet and for I guess hundreds of years this spaceship has remained somehow still powered underground. They call it it's a cave. It has frozen, but you can still somehow see lights. And nobody thought, hey, what is causing that light to go off in this cave we all know about? Why don't we explore that? Or why didn't the story of them landing there get passed down through the generations?
it
You know
only
what I
took
mean?
like what was it, 270 years for it to get
200 and,
lost.
287 years.
Yeah, 287 years.
Not
Depending,
even 4 generations
yeah,
with this species' ridiculously long lifespan.
and not to mention the fact that they land on a planet that they're not physically able to survive, but that there is a symbiote that is perfectly fit to help them survive on this planet that just happens to be compatible with their bodies and the
Yeah.
And,
bodies of these humans
and
Yeah,
now.
and they
they were able to figure that out in a shorter time frame than it took for them to forget completely how the spaceship worked.
Yeah.
yep,
Or
because
how to communicate with it when it
because
fucking talks their language.
they would die without the symbiont, is how it was written in the Kindle Unlimited. Anyway, um, they would die without them within a week, I think it said. So
Something like that,
they
yeah.
found this symbiotic creature.
That they have
Um,
to kill a giant animal for, by the way.
yeah, and then eat a worm.
Yeah.
Not even eat. Anyway,
From its heart.
so one
How?
other thing.
It's fucking so crazy.
I got one other thing, which is that the second book. Um,
What?
You've already started reading. It's got you hooked, line,
nope,
and ribbed penis.
absolutely not. It The second book is about Liz and the like angry Vectel guy, Rahosh or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He takes off with her after they
Mm.
get these weird symbiote things into the mist to fuck all night. Or
I was
apparently,
about to say it's pounding in the patch time.
and she was fighting him. I think they said as he dragged her away, fucking caveman style. And that's who the second book is about. Is those two people. So, in case you want to continue on and move to book 2.
I don't think I can do it. I can't subject myself to any more of it at this time.
So I think that we should get into some like decent bookage.
I'm worried about what your definition of that is, if we're being honest.
Are we talking about like?
Wait, sorry. Sorry. There was one more point I wanted to make about.
Is it another positive point?
No, it's not. Because there was one other grammatical thing that I will grant was in this book, and it bothered the fuck out of me. You are not supposed to use the same word in a single sentence more than once.
Yeah.
And there were multiple instances where they used the same word too. There was actually 2 instances I saw where the same word was used 3 times in a single sentence, and one of them was cock. You don't need to say the word cock 3 times in a single sentence. It was ridiculous.
I think it's also
some would say.
I think it's also important to just say cock is just one of several words you can call phallic items.
Yeah.
They use cock almost exclusively to describe men's penis to these aliens' penises. What they do use a myriad of terms for is female genitalia. The number of times that he was like, I can smell your
juices.
God, I can smell your. He said things along those lines,
Yeah.
but at one point he called it like your effervescence or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who the fuck is this guy? He's not gonna know what are you? And he's using all of these different, terms to describe her clit, and it's just so stupid.
We should probably
He does say cunt a lot too.
We should probably put an extra expletive disclaimer at the beginning of this episode.
I mark every single episode.
Just to throw this out there, these super sexual space aliens, up until Georgie's intervention, had never kissed.
Not only never kissed.
And it's not like they
didn't know what it was.
It's not like they always just did it doggy style either, right?
No, because they got tails.
Yeah. They couldn't do it doggy style.
They had thought about it.
But then the tails get in the
couldn't
way.
do
What
it.
are you supposed to do? Hold the tail up? Like,
yes.
Yeah. I mean,
I've played Baldur's Gate 3. So, yeah, it's if you had to rate this book,
mm-hmm.
I don't know how we should rate it. I feel like we should give it a letter grade.
Okay.
Because I don't think that doing like a 10-point scale is positive enough. So Scott, if you had to rate this book, A+ is the top tippity top. F- is the worst book you've ever read in your life. Where would you rate this book? All things being equal.
Worst book I've ever read in my life, or worst book that I assume exists?
I'm going to say that you've read.
Oh, see, that fucks up the scale.
Well, I don't fucking know what to tell you.
Yeah. It's this, The Hungry Little Caterpillar, Goodnight Moon, and The Da Vinci Code. And Ready Player One. Both of you did the...
But the Da Vinci Code, he was reading to his kids one night.
Both of you did the confused golden retriever head turn when I said that. I mean, look, if that's the scale, it does slide in as the worst book I've ever read. Like, that's still the case. But giving it enough minus feels wrong. Because that doesn't necessarily mean like that's where it falls. I think the potential to have read... I've never read a book that's that much worse.
How about you not be so literal and just grade it?
C-. I'm going to say C-.
Dan, what about you?
Oh, it's an F minus, buddy. Like, look, so my niece, who is now 18 and going to college, a couple of years ago, she started writing a book of her own, and
Fan
I
fiction
read,
or
and it was leaps and bounds beyond. She was like 16 when she was writing this. Leaps and bounds beyond ice hard barbarians. Again, it wasn't just the fact that it was written in present tense. It wasn't just the fact that everything felt the same, right? If nothing has importance, if everything has importance, nothing's important. And that is the entire gist of this book. Everything is written at the same pace with the same weight. Nothing is serious in it. There is no, to Matt's point, there's no climax. There's no real story building. There's no real anything other. It just felt like a vehicle to deliver smut. And if that's what you're into, then congratulations. You got your present tense story. It is it is a fantasy about ribbed penises with little clit nubs above them. And hey, if it gets your rocks off, good for you. But in terms of actual literature, it is not good.
I didn't realize we were such high society here.
I'm not. That's the problem. Like,
I think it's important that I give one. Well, before I do anything, while you were talking, Dan, you were talking about your cousin writing
niece.
a book, niece, and I immediately said fan fiction, and then my mind connected that to fan fiction of you, and then my mind connected to Dan fiction, and then I was really happy with myself. So if anybody's going to write
Bracketeers, please write some Dan fiction.
Dan and Scott.
No.
Whoa, now hold on.
So to give a little bit of positivity, I will say, I do think that she gave Georgie quite a bit of. You connect with Georgie a little bit, and so I think that at least for me, like I wanted to see where it was going to go. What I think that's why I was so disappointed with just the lack of like any kind of fulfillment actually happening. Um,
Well, Georgia gets filled.
yeah, you're not wrong. The other, I, it I don't. You know what it really does? I don't understand is that women are so into this kind of like smut book, but it feels very much. And this is purely from the outside looking in, right? I've been a man for 36.5 years of my life and a trans woman for 3. Um, it feels like it's written for the male gaze in a lot of ways. And what I mean by that is specifically there's a part towards the end where Vectel's like holding Georgie from behind and she's like, I feel him in my cheeks, but I also feel where his little nubbin is touching me and I like it. And it's just, it feels very much like not something, a thought that a woman that I've ever been with has actively had. That's just me personally. I would say I was interested enough to check who the second book was about.
That was
I'm gonna
more
give it a
interest than I had.
I'm gonna give it a D. I'm gonna give it a D. Like I think it passes, but it barely passes, and it really only passes because of nepotism. That's about it. I don't.
Nubitism.
What?
Nubitism.
Nepotism. Yeah, it's not. It's not. Aside from my issues with the grammar earlier that I talked about, it's not the worst written book that I've ever read. Um, it's just not. It's not fun. It's not good. I'm gonna try to find a better smut book for us to get back between the covers in the
Well,
near future.
I wanna bring up the bracketeers or bracketeers. That's right.
Yeah.
Uh, put some suggestions in the comments of this episode for what you would like us to read, or hit us up in the Discord, so that way we can give you live feedback on how ridiculous your suggestion is. Let us know what you would like us to read. Do you want us to venture down Tolkien, or would you
Nope.
like us to?
No,
As an
Fuck,
avid reader, I
fuck
can't read
both
The
of
Lord of
you.
the Rings.
no, thank you.
It's not.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cut off completely your ad for getting the Bracketeers involved.
Or if you would like to read NoFX's autobiography, The Hepatitis Bathtub, you can do that too. Tell
But if
us
it's
what to read.
between the covers, it's got to be smutty, right?
Oh
It's got
yeah,
to be.
the
I don't
smuttier
think
the
so.
better.
I think it's the only way we're going to get Scott to read.
Is if it's smutty?
Yeah.
That might be true.
All right.
It's all I have left to be excited about, given the way this year's football season has gone.
Yeah.
Transition.
So I think
made-
that we made some predictions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How are those going for us? Do we remember what our predictions were? I only remember one. I think I only really made one.
I think that Dan's specifically with the Black Horse team, Black Dog team,
Dark Horse team.
Dark Horse. Thank you. Was the Bears, and I only
Yeah,
remember
it was-
that because I wanted to say that. Bears looked pretty good today. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much. A comeback victory.
Unfortunately, my other prediction was not on point about Washington being good.
Yeah, I think they've also been hit with like the injury bug quite a bit.
If you mean hit by, if you
A bus?
mean
Yes.
decimated by hit by an injury bug, you mean fucking
Train.
xenomorph.
It's
Yeah,
the sugar bug from Men in Black. Edgar.
It's been unfortunate for the Washington Commanders. You know who it's not been unfortunate for? The Denver
Your Denver
Broncos.
Broncos.
Number 1 in the AFC.
Yeah.
As I live and breathe. I think it's important that we take a moment to just thank Bo Nix for that.
Didn't they have the best record in the NFL at the end of last week after it was all said and done?
Yeah. Well, no. After last week, yes.
But it's bye week for them this week, so the record doesn't change.
No. It was a Thursday night game.
My dark horse prediction of the Titans potentially being surprised by how amazing Cam Ward is and making a playoff run was immediately squashed. That we to quote Cam Ward himself, we ass. So
He
got
did
that going.
He did say that and was quoted.
Yes, yeah, in a press conference, and then people started turning it into merch, and the team had to send like cease and desist letters.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Tennessee, but at the same time, you and I talked about it a little bit after last season. I kind of don't feel bad because why would you get rid of Mike Vrabel, who then goes to New England?
I have no sympathy for my own team because they have put themselves in this position. Like, just so many bad decisions.
A generational talent in King Henry. You get rid of a generational talent in A.J. Brown. You get rid of a really good head coach in Vrabel. And, yeah, no wonder you guys are straight booty juice.
So we're just going to keep talking over what the fuck we're seeing for Scott.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened to Scott.
Scott, are you still here?
I feel like if you're not watching on YouTube, or if this isn't showing up on YouTube, I don't know how his video feed's going to come through, but it looks like the ring girl is about to come out of Scott's screen.
Oh, see, I was going to say it kind of looks like he got abducted by those basketball-headed aliens.
Oh, shit. Scott's going to find his ice-hard barbarian.
Yeah, he's going to get impregnated.
With a Kulu or whatever the fuck it is.
That's the other thing, man. Some of the words, we're going back to it a little bit since Scott's not here anymore. Some of the words that she uses for some of the alien language just really bother me.
Oh, sorry, my dog wants to... Hi, bug. If you haven't ever seen my cute puppy, This is her. This is Sadie.
That was the craziest thing ever. I
I don't.
barely tapped the cable on my microphone and it completely turned off my camera. It shut down my mic. It changed all of my settings within this program. It was nuts. I could hear you guys the whole time. I could see you. I could see what was going on. I was being abducted by the basketball head aliens. It was all there. But
Yeah.
I don't know. You couldn't hear me.
Did you say yes to your symbiote?
Yeah, I have the coochie now.
The coochie.
Yeah, I think that we were all pretty far away for a lot of our predictions for the NFL season, but it's halfway over.
Yeah, that's why we aren't one of the script writers.
Yeah, I don't remember who I selected for the playoffs.
We should have wrote that down.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's too bad we don't have any kind of like record for it anywhere.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's important. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Fuck the Chiefs. They're losing, so that's nice.
Yeah. I still so love that the NFL went so hard all in and putting them in fucking prime time every goddamn week, so we get to watch this downfall happen.
I hate.
4K.
Did you see? Speaking of the downfall, did you see his handshake, Mahomes' handshake with Josh Allen last week?
Is that the one that started the fight?
No, it was barely anything. Like he walked up and Josh Allen like did the normal, like tried to give him a hug and like talk to him, and then Mahomes just goes, "This is all bullshit. How are they going to call that, or how are they not going to call things?" Like, and then he just walks on and says,
Josh Allen.
Yeah. It's like, calm the fuck down, okay?
Yeah. Have you ever seen Kermit turn red?
I legitimately hate Patrick Mahomes. I think he is arrogant. I think that he is, and I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying I don't respect his abilities. What I'm saying is that I dislike him as a human. If his brother is as bad as he is, Mahomes got some skeletons in them closets. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's nice to be able to see. On that note,
is anybody else excited about potential smut recommendations from our listeners?
Look, we've got Turkey Smut, which Scott reminded me of earlier today when I said we should pick a new book.
Thanksgiving is coming. See you
real hard.
Yeah.
We could do the Dragon Smut that I mentioned earlier.
I kind of like Turkey Smut because at the rate we read, it will take us till
next Thanksgiving.
Christmas. Yeah, till next Thanksgiving to read.
It's perfect for the holidays.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull back my recommendation of the Dragon Smut books. I don't want y'all shitting on that. It actually holds a place in my heart a little bit.
All right. Turkey Smut it is.
All right. I guess. That's something to look forward to on a future episode. Speaking of future episodes, do we have anything planned for next week? Not really, no.
I mean this in the nicest way possible, but planning with you seems nigh impossible the last few days, so no, we have nothing planned for next week.
That's fair.
We have a suggestion of a plan.
There we go. So look forward to that. As always, we want to thank you for joining us on this strange journey through podcasting.
And Ice Hard Barbarians.
And Ice Planet Barbarians. Check us out on all the socials. Join the Discord. Thanks to Aaron O'Donnell from Aaron O'Donnell Music on YouTube for the track you hear at the beginning and end of every episode. Thanks to DOG and Sadie for showing up.
Yeah.
And Ollie. Ollie was in there
why
too.
Why the fuck did that feel like shade was being thrown on?
I forgot that there was a brief moment where Ollie was seen. Yeah. Is that it? I think that's an episode, isn't it?
We did it. We read the book.
The book has been read
for a 3-hour book.
All right. Well,
for us bracketologists, I'm Scott.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Dan, and I would like to thank Aaron O'Donnell from Aaron O'Donnell's Music for this track you hear at the beginning and ending of the show.
I did that. I said that.
Did you?
Yes.
He absolutely did. I
I
could not.
completely spaced.
I couldn't figure out if you were just trying to like shit on him for some reason.
No, I definitely said
No.
that.
All right, I'm Dan. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.